Y'all don't know what I'm doing to get this information. I'm doing all kinds of crazy sexual acts with him to get this information out of him and having to pretend to like it.
A man is driving through the rain-soaked streets of Alaska when he spots a homeless woman shivering in the cold. He offers her a ride because that's the kind of man he is. Warm, helpful. She climbs in, grateful for a moment of safety. But the moment he steps out at a gas station, she steals his phone and disappears. A few days later, the police step in. And strangely, it isn't the homeless woman they're interested in. It's the man who tried to help her. Because behind the image of a loving husband and a dependable worker lies something far darker.
You'll die. Sadly, in my movies, everyone dies.
The man who offered her a ride is the state's most chilling predator. He is the SD card serial killer.
Gauze once for yes, gauze twice for no. Oh geez, there was two gasps, but you're resisting me. Okay. So yes, that's right. Here's the hay.
This is the disturbing story of Brian Stephen Smith. Viewer discretion is advised. Brian Smith lived two completely different lives. At home, he was a caring husband. But when he wasn't with his wife, Brian's alter ego took over. He'd cruise around Anchorage in his black pickup truck, looking for something, or someone, that fed his dark desires. In September of 2019, Valerie Kassler sits in her tent trying to stay dry when a Good Samaritan pulls up and offers her a ride. Cold and exhausted, she accepts. They drive around for hours, even stopping at the airport to watch airplanes take off. He seems harmless, just a man making conversation on a wet night. At a gas station, Brian steps out to use the ATM and leaves Valerie alone in the truck. Valerie reaches down into the car and finds a phone on the floor. On impulse, she slips it into her pocket. Inside the store, Brian is buying snacks for their drive. It seems sad that a Good Samaritan gets robbed, but it turns out he is not the victim here. After driving around for a few hours, Brian drops her back at her tent. Once inside, she turns on the phone. Oblivious to the horrors that await her, she scrolls through its folders. One stands out: Homicide at Midtown Marriott, containing 39 images and 12 videos. What she witnesses next is a series of hair-raising movies. A video begins with a man holding the camera. A beat-up woman, barely alive, lies on a hotel room floor. The man presses his foot on her throat, telling her she is not leaving. Then he uses a wire, tightening it around her neck until she dies.
Listen, you need to finish this movie because I just can't go on anymore. Gauze once for yes, gauze twice for no. Oh geez, there was two gasps, but you're resisting me. Okay. So yes, that's right. Here's the hay. Here's the string I've got. I've got a string there. Okay, I'm gonna pull the string quickly, okay? Yeah, it's all tenderized. Just put your face forward, you stupid bitch. Do people have to be taught how to die these days? After 120,000 years of evolution, they haven't learned to die. Right?
The woman is too beaten up to fight.
Bitch. I don't have time for you. I'm drinking, come on. I got my bottle of whiskey still to go through.
The man on the camera has no regard for life.
Come on, just take on for the team, bitch. Huh? Take it for the team. Take it for the team, bitch. So, I know this is like weird, but swallow it. Just fucking swallow it.
He urges her to stop breathing.
To carry your sweaty ass down in the car and go dump you somewhere, huh? You just my entire evening, bitch. Huh?
Even after her death, he continues his assault. Valerie keeps scrolling and finds something that freezes her. Photos show a body, placed on a rolling hotel cart beside a black pickup truck and covered with a sheet. It is the same truck she has just ridden in with Brian. The timestamps reveal the images were taken on September 4th, 2019, less than a month earlier. She now carries evidence that can expose a serial killer. After remaining hidden for some days, on September 30th, 2019, she hands the SD card to the police. Refusing to reveal that she stole it, she says she found it in a parking lot, so while she knows exactly who the killer is, the detective has no idea whose crimes he is looking at. One of the detectives recognizes the voice. It matches a suspect from an old case, Brian Stephen Smith. The footage becomes vital in apprehending the cold-blooded killer. On 10th October, they get their first lead when human remains are found at mile 108. The body of 30-year-old Kathleen Jo Henry matches the images on his device, as well as the location where the remains were found. She was active on social media up until 5 days before the hotel videos. The FBI matched Brian's phone data to the same area and the same time the body was dumped. But Brian is out of state, vacationing with his wife in Washington. Detective Brendan Lee is not waiting for another victim. When Brian returns to Anchorage with his wife, he is immediately apprehended and brought to the station. Brian has just completed a 10-hour flight across 4 time zones. He is drained and unfocused. Exhaustion leaves him vulnerable, and he is in no condition to process what is coming next.
I just wanted to show you these pictures, see if they would help you kind of refresh the girl from that night.
Brian sits across from the detectives, unaware of how much they already know. The plan is simple. They want to watch how he reacts.
Can you tell me what's in that photo?
There's somebody's feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whose feet are those?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm looking at your shoes. I mean, it looks like the shoes you're wearing right now.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Okay. Is it safe to say those are your feet in that picture?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not the only person that's got shoes like this.
I just want to show you some other images here. And like I said, I've watched the videos and the images on there, and I've watched them multiple times, and that's why we're here. That's how I knew to talk to you. So these are just some of the other images on there.
Okay.
These are on the SD card.
Okay.
So what can you tell me about these photos?
This looks like someone that's really been beaten up a bit.
Okay.
The denials are expected.
These are images. These are images, but there's also videos of this person.
Yeah.
And another person in the room as well. And that's why we're here to talk to you about.
How many people in the room?
At least 2.
Oh.
For the next hour and a half, the same thing repeats.
I think you're into technology and stuff.
Yeah.
Photographs, they have a time and date stamp. So the photographs are time and date stamped. So they basically, the photographs time and date stamp matched at the time that you were at that hotel room.
Okay.
So that's how this SD card has led me to you.
Okay.
Brian shakes his head and says he didn't do it, over and over, like a loop.
It sounds like me.
Surprisingly, he does not deny the voice.
I'm not denying. I'm not saying you're lying, but I don't remember anything like this.
The detectives are not buying it. They have evidence, they have the videos, and they have time.
Where is this girl now?
I don't know.
So then I just have more photos, and then this is more of the images that were on the phone. And this one's out in the parking lot, your truck again. Do you recall that?
Who would record stuff like this? That looks like a Marriott cart. That looks like my truck parked over there.
It is.
They show close-ups of Brian's hands and his stomach. He cannot deny it any longer.
And
Do you remember that photo? Because you don't remember these cards. Do you remember taking that on your phone?
No.
So you don't. So you don't remember taking this photograph.
No, that is me. That's my stomach. That's definitely me.
Then photos from inside his truck, even his license plate.
The 205 number, if it's your vehicle, your truck, there's cameras out on the highway at the way station, so there's no doubt about it that
Inbound
you were
and
out
outbound.
there. No doubt about it that you were out there.
Okay, I don't remember anything else, really, I'm sorry.
Brian changes his tactic.
Yeah, well, look, this sounds very serious. No matter what, I'm going to be in deep shit. So, okay, I'll tell you what I remember. The next day at work, I saw something dripping out the back of my truck. And I was like, what the hell? And I opened up, and there was somebody there underneath. So there was a blue, like a tarp at the back of my truck. And I saw somebody, and I was like, what the hell, what must I do, what must I do? And because I've been out before, I thought, you know, who's going to believe me? And I drove out, and I did. I went and dumped it.
To anyone else, Brian Stephen Smith looks like a regular man. Clean clothes, quiet life, a steady job, a wife waiting at home, vacations now and then, nothing unusual. But under that calm surface, something else has been growing. He has split his life in two. One version, the caring husband, the other, a patient, controlled predator.
In my movies, sadly, everybody dies. Bitch, what are my followers gonna think of you? People need to know when they're being serial killed. These are things you're saying to her while you're doing that.
Now those two lives are crashing together. Detectives can finally see the side Brian has worked hard to hide. When Brian married Stephanie, a singer from Anchorage, Alaska, he left South Africa behind. He moved to the US, where Stephanie already had a life, friends, routines, and a sense of belonging. They tried to include him, but Brian never truly blended in. Stephanie wants stability. Brian wants something else, something she can't give him.
That's a girl that I met, and we screwed a little bit, and once more time I cheated on my wife with this one, and she was passed out drunk.
And when was that?
If you drive past it, you can find easy girls at $10, $20, they'll do anything.
Brian has an affair at work with a woman named Alicia Youngblood. She talks about wild, violent stories, chases, crimes, escapes. Brian knows the stories aren't real, but he sees what excites her. So he begins creating stories of his own. He decides to take her to the place where he claims a body is dumped.
I actually took Alicia there. Because I was boasting to her.
Took her to
Yeah, I was boasting to her. This instant here, my little private joke in my head was that I actually took her to a real site.
And eventually, the line between story and truth disappears. He develops an alter ego.
Just, I don't talk like that.
Just
Bradley Phillips does, or whoever that is then.
No, Bradley's a naughty person. Bradley's a naughty person. He's just tells dirty jokes, and he's racist. He can make racist jokes and stuff
But
like that.
it's clear to say in your life, in your normal life, this is not something that you do on a regular basis.
No.
Brian Stephen Smith posts on Quora as Bradley Phillips, revealing a pattern of disturbing racist views in his online activity, giving investigators a clearer look at his darker mindset. Sadly, the woman Brian was having an affair with, Alicia Youngblood, tried to report him to the authorities about a year ago.
He's going in her, and then he'd draw his hand out, and he's holding the GoPro, and then he'd wipe his hands on her leg. The pictures are her breast, and he's grabbing them so hard that the blood is pooling. Y'all don't know what I'm doing to get this information. I'm doing all kinds of crazy sexual acts with him to get this information out of him, and having to pretend to like it.
She tries to play along, hoping he might slip and give her something she can hand over to the police.
I can't do this anymore. He's getting more wild.
Unfortunately, he was never apprehended based on her words alone. Brian has no way out. He has no explanation for the evidence piling up around him.
So, yes, so we're not at a stalemate. I've done that. I just don't know why.
The detectives are preparing to close the interview when Brian speaks again. His confession isn't complete.
Some time ago, I can't remember when, picked up a very drunk girl. I shot her. I went to the garage and I got my little pistol there, and I said to her, go shower, and she wouldn't, and I just did that, and I
While she was on the couch?
yeah, I just shot her. Like, there was no. The messed up thing, I can tell you honestly, there was no emotion there. It was just.
This isn't a single murder. This is a pattern. They now realize they are sitting across from a serial killer.
Right, you know, because the video that we watch, frankly, it doesn't look like an amateur. Everything else does. But it doesn't look like the person in that video. It doesn't look like it's the first time they've killed somebody.
Police spend 12 hours inside Brian's home, taking anything that looks useful. Electronics, hard drives, and a small stack of SD cards. They do not know it yet, but these tiny cards are about to expose everything he has been hiding. They also find a nylon cord, latex gloves, and homemade noise suppressors, all tying him to the crime. The victim would be identified as Veronica R. Abuchuk, a homeless woman whose remains match the bullet in the head Brian is talking about. Veronica would also turn out to be Valerie's closest friend, the same woman who handed the SD card to Detective Brendan Lee. Veronica told Valerie she was going to La Cristo to get a bottle and meet up with someone. Valerie never imagined that person would be Brian Smith. Brian tries backtracking when the case goes to trial 5 years later. He claims he was in a weakened state of mind. He says he made up stories for Alicia, that none of it was real. But the horrifying evidence reveals the truth.
We're going on half an hour now.
Only now does it become obvious what he meant when he talked about making a movie. He wasn't just documenting his victims, he was staging scenes.
Yeah, that's it. Just do it. Just take it, swallow it. Just do a nibble shot while we're here. Do like an angle, like an action shot. Okay, we did the nibble shot.
The victims were props in a violent fantasy. Everything he recorded, the placement, the lighting, the pain, was intentional.
You live, you die. You live, you die. You live, you die. Sadly, in my movies, everyone dies. I get the Oscar. Only me. Okay, so please just finish on time.
The jury does not need much time. He is found guilty on every charge. On the 22nd of February 2024, a judge sentenced him to 226 years in prison. No parole, no possibility of release. His life ends behind bars, and justice finally lands where it belongs. If this case fascinated you, and you want to dive deeper into the twists, the evidence, and the chilling details that often go unnoticed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications.
I'm not saying that. What I am trying to figure out is why would you tell an 18-year-old kid when he gets a on to lean against you so you know that he has a on?
What I was trying to do was to get him to see that that is not evil. It's not bad. It's not wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's not a matter of tattletaling on me or anything. It's a matter of, am I going to have the integrity to tell the bishop? If you could get away with it, would you tell us? No. Yeah, I mean, if I could get away with it, yes, probably.
In February 2002, 39-year-old funeral director Dan O'Connell and mortuary science intern James Ellison were found shot dead inside the O'Connell funeral home in Hudson, Wisconsin. For 2 years, investigators had nothing solid. Despite a reward of $100,000, nearly 2,000 interviews produced no clear suspect and no clear motive. Then, in 2004, a new lead surfaced. A tip about a priest supplying alcohol to teenage boys pushed detectives to re-examine a name they had only glanced at before. That name was Ryan Erickson, a 31-year-old Roman Catholic priest with a known interest in firearms and a concerning pattern of behavior around minors. He had also met with Dan O'Connell just days before the murders, a meeting believed to involve a confrontation about Father Ryan's conduct. When interviewed in November of 2004, Ryan Erickson seemed to hold information not released to the general public and news. Suddenly, the investigation had direction. Ryan Erickson was brought to the station for another round of questioning in December of 2004. Ryan had since been transferred to another church in Hurley, Wisconsin, and the detectives traveled 200 miles to meet him there.
Do you know who killed Dan O'Connell and James Ellison?
If I knew, and it was outside the sacrament of reconciliation, I would tell you.
Right away, it is noticeable that Ryan Erickson is wearing his robe during this interview, projecting innocence and moral authority. Uniforms influence perception, and Ryan is using this as a manipulation tactic. He repeatedly changes his account, giving conflicting versions of his visits to the church and a tobacco shop.
I think that's when I think I did go up there, but I can't recall. I really can't. But I know that I saw, or I think I saw, Father DeBruzzi up there. But he told me he was there, one of the two.
Ryan Erickson accidentally let some details slip. Details that only a select number of the investigators knew.
You had mentioned, and this is a pretty significant thing, but you had mentioned what you heard about number of shots, placement of shots.
I don't remember saying anything about placements of shots or anything.
I mean, as far as where on the bodies, you don't recall saying that, or you didn't say it?
Well, I don't think I said anything about it. I think I remember you asking the question, and I said, well, I wasn't exactly sure, but yeah, I'm not sure how I answered.
In an interview in November, Ryan was able to identify exactly where the victims were shot, and it seems more than just speculation. Dan O'Connell's body was discovered at his desk, while his intern was shot at the door. It's even more suspicious that he knows the placement of the bodies, but he has only one answer.
I don't know why I know that.
Or why are you giving us information that this is what you heard?
Well, this is what I had heard.
On February 5th, 2002, Dan O'Connell left a morning meeting in Baldwin and headed toward Hudson, telling a friend he had someone to meet. Later, by chance, he ran into school bus driver Mary Pagel at Walmart. Over coffee, he asked her about Father Ryan Erickson's behavior with children. Trained to spot abuse, she hadn't seen anything, but she noticed he focused on boys. Dan told her he planned to confront him around noon. She urged him to go to the police. He refused. Then, Pagel saw Erickson leaving the rectory in civilian clothes. That same day, a witness saw a man resembling Ryan Erickson in a light t-shirt near the funeral home around 1:15 p.m. getting into a car. The clothing was suspicious for such cold weather. By 1:40 p.m., the bodies of Dan O'Connell and James Ellison were discovered. Police cleared the building by 2:27 p.m. Meanwhile, around 2:30 p.m., Ryan Erickson appeared at the Carmelite Monastery. He told the nuns 2 men had been murdered at the funeral home, information not yet publicly released.
Can you explain that to us?
No, I can't. I could have come back that direction. Like I told you guys, I wasn't sure as to what directions I was taking. And so when I was sitting there talking with you, I'm trying to come up with the best plan in my mind of where was I going and what was I doing. But maybe I came back on that road. I really don't know.
A third detective cuts to the chase.
I'm going to tell you straight up. You sound like you're lying. Okay?
I'll tell you straight up, I'm not. Straight up, I'm not. How about a polygraph?
Clear them in.
How
Ask
about
them.
polygraph?
I'd take a polygraph.
Would you?
Confronted directly for his lies, Ryan is determined to prove himself, and the detectives take advantage of this weakness.
Would you consent to a search of your residence?
Sure.
It's at this moment that detectives throw him off even more. They question him about allegations of his misconduct with a minor.
What was your relationship with him?
Friends. I helped him out with, what do you call it?
How close of friends were you with him?
Just friends.
Did he ever become highly intoxicated and get sick?
He did.
Tell me about that.
Well, he got sick, and so I went and I put him into the shower, took his clothes and got his clothes washed, and then brought him back, and then put him to bed.
Yes, that's right. Not only did Father Ryan get a minor drunk, but he also sent him to shower and washed his clothes. These are signs that he was possibly getting rid of some incriminating evidence.
You knew that he was underage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you still provided alcohol to him at their house. They gave him alcohol. Wine? You know he was underage then also, correct?
Yeah.
Father Ryan Erickson had been grooming him. The detective brings everything to light.
Talk to me laid on the bed together.
There was a time when we laid on the bed, we were talking about things of confession and trying to assure him that he wasn't as evil as he thought he was, or that his mother thought he was, and that was primarily it. I held him at one part as he was crying. I held him.
Ryan is given one last chance to come clean.
Anything else you want to add to that before I ask you about something else? You told him it was okay to become aroused when he was with you.
I told him it was okay to be aroused because I wanted to get across to him that that's not sinful in itself. That's not sinful to be aroused. And too often what happens is they get caught up in this idea that that's sinful in and of itself. And I said, it's what you do when you're aroused.
The detective states the allegations aloud to gauge Ryan's reactions. He wants to see how he defends himself and set a baseline.
What he told us, that he said he was supposed to lean against you so you knew that he was aroused and everything was okay. Why would you tell him that?
The only thing I was trying to get across to him was to tell him that arousal was not a bad thing.
I'm not saying, okay, that you're... I'm not saying that. What I am trying to figure out is why would you tell an 18-year-old kid when he gets a on to lean against you so you know that he has a on?
Because I wanted him to get past the shame, the idea that this is a bad thing, that we have to hide these kind of things.
Tell me again why he was supposed to lean up against you when he was aroused.
The suspect is unable to come up with an excuse for this manipulation.
Just help my mind, enlighten me on that.
I have no explanation.
Have you ever had any contact with a child?
No.
A juvenile?
No.
Or where the bodies were and that type of thing? Do you think somebody just got in the way when somebody else wanted to shoot somebody else? Is that why there's two persons dead instead of one?
I don't know.
The detective tries to appeal to his conscience.
Is a person, whoever kills another person, intentionally kills somebody, not in self-defense, are they ever going to be forgiven?
They can be if they repent of their sin. If they're sorry for what they did, if they're really and truly sorry, they can be forgiven.
The officers know he stayed at work until 12:30. They know he didn't return to the church until nearly 3 p.m., and they want to know where he was. But Father Ryan offers nothing useful.
I thought I did. I thought I knew where I was going. Did I go that way? Didn't I go that way? What did I do?
He floats vague ideas. Maybe he went to the chapel, maybe the tobacco shop. Yet every option collapses under questioning.
Can't account for that time that that's missing in your chunk. I know I didn't kill him.
Hey, it's not missing in my chunk. It's in your hands.
When detectives press him, he shifts to moral arguments. The killer shouldn't face the death penalty, he says, because they can be reformed. It's an oddly confident opinion for someone who claims to know nothing about the murders. It's a chilling way to distance himself from responsibility. He hides behind scripture, offering heaven, angels, and God's plan. Anything to avoid discussing the violence itself. He admits he knew police were searching for him, yet waited for their call instead of coming forward. Not exactly the behavior of an innocent priest. Detectives already know a lot more than they are letting on. Father Ryan Erickson adopted a dog from a shelter, calling him Beast. Witnesses reported the dog was often beaten mercilessly, and Ryan had frequently said he was going to shoot the dog. The way the victims have been shot at close range seems to be the work of an expert. Ryan Erickson is known in the town to have quite a collection of guns.
I find it a strange thing to be an aficionado of guns, which are designed to kill things. Okay?
By now, Ryan is restless, and his body language shows how nervous he is.
What satisfaction is there, besides petting them, can one get from owning those guns if one doesn't really use them?
Well, I do use them. I went out hunting this last time.
The third detective seems to throw him off each time he speaks, pointing out all the things wrong in his perfect story. When the conversation shifts to guilt, he speaks like a man who has practiced this speech for years.
Does guilt go away?
I don't think so. I think guilt always remains with you. At least I found that the things that I've done, the guilt is always there. And the reason is, at least the way that I rationalize it in my own mind, is that that's God's way of saying, don't do that again.
Right.
I think the way I counsel people and tell people when they come into the confessional, I say, guilt is a good thing. It means you have a conscience.
The words sound polished, but they land strangely in a murder investigation. In a sad twist, he was the only priest available to visit the widow of Dan O'Connell in the 2 years after the murders. She found him to be emotionless, barely saying a prayer. He left immediately without much condolences. Then comes the real question.
What's the worst thing that you think that you have ever done that's been illegal?
The worst thing I've done that's illegal is getting those kids stuff to drink when I know I shouldn't have. Know that I did not kill James, Dan O'Connell. Did not happen.
Detectives push forward. Who will he tell about this interview? Ryan considers it like a man calculating fallout.
I may tell my mother. I'll call the bishop.
What do you tell the bishop?
Well, I'll just tell him that you questioned me on these different things. I'll immediately tell him that there was an accusation made against me because I got to do that.
And reporting it means immediate removal from his parish.
If there's a second allegation made against me, I got to tell the bishop so that I can be removed from my position and go through all that crap, which...
His position would collapse overnight. The pressure is building, and he feels it, even if he won't say it out loud.
I just know that I did not kill James, Dan O'Connell. Did not happen.
Did you kill Dan?
I did not kill Dan.
Did you want to kill him?
No, I did not. I have no reason to want to kill Dan O'Connell. We never had any bad words towards one another. We never talked poorly to one another. There was never any confrontation between us. There was no reason for me to kill Dan O'Connell.
Ryan insists he is innocent, but he has already lied about one thing. Dan was going to confront him about sexual allegations made against him, and this was plenty reason. Ryan's panic doesn't fade. He's terrified of the bishop, not the detective sitting in front of him.
Just talking to the bishop.
I just wouldn't tell him.
Oh gosh, I can't think it. I'm really honest. That makes my gut kind of turn.
Tell him because it's not been formalized. You wait till it's formalized.
At this point, he's barely speaking to the detectives. He's arguing with himself.
Go up and call the bishop and say, hey, guess what? We talked to Father Ryan last night. You know what he said? That's not happening, Ryan. That's not happening.
But the point is that I feel like I would be.
I'm going to
have to just think about it.
We are not calling him.
It's not a matter of that though. It's a matter of. It's more of a moral issue. This person said this, therefore.
They reassure him repeatedly. They're not calling the bishop. They're not running off to report him. But none of it calms him. He views this as a moral crisis, not a criminal investigation.
It's not a matter of tattletaling on me or anything. It's a matter of, am I going to have the integrity to tell the bishop?
The detectives shift him back to the murders, reminding him that the case is their focus.
I don't know where I was between 12:30 and 3 o'clock, other than to say that I was up. I know the tobacco shop.
The detective decides to ask him face to face once and for all.
Let me ask you one question, an honest question, and you can even answer it. If you were pissed off enough to shoot and kill, and I asked you if you did it, would you tell me or Jeff?
While answering, Ryan Erickson is careful so that he doesn't give much away. However, he accidentally lets the truth slip once, then backtracks.
If I did it, and I've been living with it for this long, and you guys had me cornered here, I'd break. I'd tell you. I know I would. And the reason is because I think the guilt would be so overwhelming. I really do.
If you could get away with it, would you tell us?
No. Yeah, I mean, if I could get away with it,
Yes.
probably. I mean, I try to get away with human nature, so I should try to get away with it. But I personally myself, I would tell you. I really believe that. I believe that if I did something that heinous, I would tell you, because I don't think I could live with myself.
He understands the mindset of a man who kills and tries to escape the consequences. He insists that if he ever committed something that monstrous, he would confess. He says he couldn't live with himself. This would turn out to be a tragic truth. Only days later, on December 19th, 2004, Father Erickson ended his own life. The truth had already begun to surface. During a search of his computer, investigators found pornographic images buried under a long, hidden file path. The folder was last opened on December 12th, just a week before his death. A John Doe hearing was held to determine whether or not Ryan Erickson was behind the murders. Deacon Thomas Burns' testimony finally locked the story into place. He told the court that Ryan Erickson had privately confessed, admitting he committed the murders and knew he was about to be exposed. After that, the John Doe hearing moved quickly. Investigators conclude he killed to silence the funeral director and eliminate a witness. On 5th February 2002, between 1:08 and 1:22 p.m., Erickson entered, shot Dan point blank with a 9mm pistol, stepped out, then returned when James Ellison walked in. He missed once, then killed Ellison with another close-range headshot. A judge formally declared Ryan responsible for the double homicide. A letter to his parents shed light on his inner debate. In one of his suicide notes, Ryan reflects on his life, a mix of learning, teaching, helping, and harming. He admits his ego, pride, lust, and envy kept him from becoming a better man. And he ends with one line that reveals everything. He was tired. If this case unsettled you, let it also remind you how often predators hide behind positions of trust. Share this story and comment to keep these conversations alive. Awareness is what stops the next Father Erickson long before the damage is done. If this case stayed with you, let us know by liking the video and subscribing.
Come here, 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 come here. Yep. I think they're dead. Come here. There's another kid. Come here, buddy.
2 toddlers wander through their home. 3 adults lie motionless inside. No forced entry, no broken windows, just a front door left open. Minutes earlier, 2 men in UPS uniforms approached that door. Inside, 20-year-old Jorge Reyes Jungwirth heard the knock. Like any ordinary afternoon, he opened it. But it wasn't a delivery. And the moment that door opened, this family's entire future changed.
Don't do anything, please. Ow. Give me the money. Come on, open it.
When it was over, 2 children were alone in the house, and their parents would never answer their cries again. The men responsible believed they were careful. They covered their faces. They wore gloves. They thought that was enough. They were wrong. Every second, from the knock to the moment they ran, was captured.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
It's January 26th, 2024. Inside a quiet home in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, a family of 5 is spending an ordinary afternoon together. Shannon Patricia Youngworth, her husband, Mario Alberto Trejo Estrada, and her 20-year-old son, Jorge Alexander Reyes Youngworth, are relaxing. Their toddlers, both under 5, can be seen playing between rooms, completely unaware that these are their final moments together as a family. At 12:21 p.m., a blue Nissan pulls up outside the house. 3 men step out wearing UPS-style uniforms. One carries a cardboard box. It looks routine. It isn't. The man glancing up at the camera believes the uniform makes him unrecognizable. He is later identified as a 37-year-old former seasonal UPS employee, Alonzo Mingo, who had quit just days earlier. Once his accomplice scouts the area, he walks to the door and knocks. Shannon's son, Jorge, isn't even supposed to be home. According to his friends, his boss had given him the day off, a rare break he planned to spend with his family and his newly adopted cat. Jorge answers with a smile, unaware of the men's malicious intentions. Alonzo's inquiry is anything but small talk. He is trying to assess any threats he might face for what he is about to do next.
Ain't no big dogs here. Not yet. Hey, come on, don't move. Don't move. Move your hands. Move your hands. Move your hands. Open the door. Move like that. Open the door.
Outside, a third suspect lingers near the street. Moments later, he's waved in. Inside, Jorge's stepfather, Mario Alberto, becomes the immediate focus. The men move quickly. The suspects can be seen beating Mario as Alonzo asks Jorge about Shannon. It is clear from the start that this is no ordinary break-in. They know exactly who they're looking for.
She's right there. I swear I'm not.
With a gun pressed to his head, Jorge has no choice but to lead the robbers straight to his mother's room. Inside, Shannon is alone with the 2 younger children when she realizes something is terribly wrong. However, once she hears Jorge's voice, she realizes her son's life is at stake and opens the door.
Mom, yeah. Please, please, don't do anything, please.
What they don't realize is that Shannon has already made her move. She has discreetly called 911. The dispatcher hears everything.
Let's see, I just see emergency. Hello? Oh my gosh. Give me the money. And I ain't playing. Look. I know. Hey, Mario Alberto. Come on with the money, man. Okay. Ow. Stop playing with me. Ow. Give me the money. Okay. I'm gonna smack out you. I will give you whatever you want. Go give me the money then. Okay, that's all. Come on. You get where you move to. Oh my God. Get up. I'm getting up. I'm telling you, I'm gonna smack out your son. Oh, okay, I'm going. Come on in. All right, where the money? Go get it. Yeah. Go get it. It's right here. Get it. Come on, open it.
When the suspects keep demanding, "Where's the money at?" it takes on a different meaning. They aren't searching blindly. They are looking for something specific. And that suggests one thing. They believe a large amount of cash is hidden in the house. Meanwhile, the confused toddlers don't understand the situation. In a heartbreaking moment, one of them is seen offering his toy to the masked intruders and is roughly pushed aside.
No. Yeah, hurry up! No. Just hold it. Sit down. If you move, open. Where is that? This ain't all the man. You finna play with it, so I see I got to violate.
No, please
Okay.
don't. That's all the money we have.
This ain't nothing.
That's all we have.
Okay.
Shannon begs and pleads, but the men show no mercy. Her last words would be for her children. A gunshot cracks through the room, then another, and another. This planned robbery has just turned into a triple homicide. They leave no witnesses. Little do they know, their entire operation has been caught on camera. The entire ordeal lasts 7 minutes, but the horror isn't over yet. A security camera inside the home is still running. The toddlers are unharmed, but left wandering among the lifeless adults in their home. Just when all is lost, the camera records a small moment of kindness. The elder child instinctively takes his younger sibling by the arm and pulls them back, away from the body of their mother lying in the bedroom, away from what's on the floor. He shields the younger sibling the only way he knows how. Less than 10 minutes after the 911 call, at 12:33 p.m., police arrive at the doorstep. They are too late.
I heard kids screaming in there. Police department! 1409, give us the channel for now. I got a male down on the ground. I got blood.
Coon Rapids police!
They are immediately met with the body of Mario Alberto. The officers don't know if the house is clear or whether the suspects are still inside, so they must approach with caution. The brave child finally breaks down.
Jake, come here, kid. Come here, buddy. Come here, 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 come here. Yep. I think they're dead. Come here. There's another kid. Come here, buddy. There's another kid. Come here, buddy.
The elder one makes it out safely, but the younger child is momentarily distracted. The officer's priority is to get the toddler out as soon as possible, considering the circumstances and the prospect of a threat in the house. It proves challenging.
So he's through the kitchen. Hey, buddy! I can see his diaper now. He's a little closer. No, he's pretty far in there. You see his diaper? See, on the ground.
I can't see past it.
Yep. Stay with the kid for now. We're gonna get you another kid here in a second. Hey, buddy, come here. Come here, bud. Come here, bud. Kyle, cover me. Hey, buddy, come here. Come here, bud. Come here, bud. Kyle, cover me. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. I need you to come with me.
We're trying to get the kid out.
Come here, bud. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come here. Come here.
I got candies. Come on.
Come here. Yeah. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Come here. Come here, kiddo. Come here, kiddo.
Walk in 1309. You've got 2 more cars coming to the area. 31.
Come here, bud.
Officers pull the 2 young children to safety. Then they step inside. What they find is devastating. 3 adults lie dead, each executed at close range. The house is silent now, but the violence is unmistakable. They lock the scene down immediately. Detectives move room to room, documenting everything. Surveillance cameras inside the house are seized. The footage becomes critical. And as investigators begin tracing connections, a possible motive starts to emerge. Mario Alberto had been under investigation for months for suspected drug trafficking. That detail changes the entire context of the attack. Investigators believe the robbers were after drug money. 2 days before the shooting, officers tracked Mario's truck to a storage facility in Golden Valley. Inside a rented unit, they recovered drugs: mushrooms, marijuana, methamphetamine, and white powder. Financial records show money transfers sent to Mexico. Investigators now believe the suspects were searching for cash tied to drug activity. Police traced the blue Nissan back to 39-year-old Alonzo Pierre Mingo, arresting him around 3:15 p.m. that day in Fridley. He threw his phone out of the car, but the officers retrieved it. Inside his backpack, a UPS-style vest, the same kind seen on surveillance footage. Digital forensics, home security video, cell phone data, and physical evidence quickly tie two other men to the crime: brothers Omari Malik Shumpert and Demetrius Trenton Shumpert. Uniforms matching those worn during the robbery are recovered. Investigators begin testing them for DNA. Both brothers are arrested soon after. Weeks later, Demetrius Shumpert sits down for interrogation. Despite the mounting evidence, he continues to deny any connection to the shooting.
On the door there was a camera. And you had gloves on, you had a mask on, but we're still able to tell it's you.
With a mask on?
Yeah.
He then proceeds to reveal a personal detail that shocks the officer.
Because everything is on video, man.
26. Yeah, the 26. That's the 26. That's the day I couldn't go to work because I had my baby with me.
Okay.
The suspect is a father himself, yet he was involved in gunning down two parents. This seems to anger the officer.
And you can be heard on there saying, "Ain't no big dog, is it?"
What?
Ain't no big dog, is it?
What do that mean? Ain't no big dog, is it?
Not yet.
You tell me. Can you say that?
Why would I say it? What do that mean?
That's what you said when you were there. And you also have a very distinct voice.
What do you want me to say?
So that I can compare it to what I heard on the video. Ready?
I'm not gonna say nothing.
This right here makes the truth clearer than ever. Demetrius is afraid that his voice will be an exact match, so he refuses to cooperate. All three suspects in the Coon Rapids triple homicide are convicted. Alonzo Pierre Mingo, the gunman, was released from prison less than a year before the shooting. He had slain the family while still on parole. A jury finds him guilty on 4 counts of first-degree murder. In September 2025, he's sentenced to life in prison without parole. Demetrius Trenton Shumpert, the accomplice, was found guilty on all counts in November 2025. The court specially took into account his particularly cruel treatment of the family. His sentence, also life without parole, is set for January 2026. Omari Malik Shumpert was convicted in December 2025 on multiple counts of first and second-degree murder, plus aggravated robbery. The court prepares to finalize his sentence, but questions remain. If this was about drug money, who else knew it was there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe this was strictly a robbery gone wrong, or something more calculated?
Oh, dude. That's a messed up, man. I just walked in and found my freaking wife and her son had.
This is Daniel Fallis. Moments earlier, he returned home and opened a door that would change his family forever. Inside were two people he trusted most. One was his wife, 45-year-old Crystal Lynn Fallis. The other was his adult stepson.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Daniel. Me and you are together. I'm sorry. I'm done with all this. I'm done with all this. I'm done. How long are they? I can't.
The officer on scene pauses, choosing his words carefully. Even repeating the allegation out loud feels wrong.
You and your son were having intimate relations.
Because whatever happened inside that house, it didn't begin that afternoon.
Did this possibly start out when you were younger, before you were 16 or anything like that? Inappropriate.
On 4th of July, 2024, police respond to a 911 call from a father in Bono County, Arkansas. He's standing outside his home, refusing to go back in. Whatever he saw inside, he cannot face it again.
That's a messed up, man. I just walked in and found my freaking wife and her son had.
Okay.
I'm 100% serious. She's drunk as all get out. He was too, and he just left.
After returning home from work, he went to shower. When he came out, everything had changed. Inside, he discovered his wife with his adult son. As soon as he's confronted, Austin flees the house on foot.
Sickest thing I've ever seen in my freaking life, dude. Yeah, she's just laying there. I need you to come talk to her. I need her gone.
Minutes later, the younger son arrives, walking straight into the aftermath.
I
don't know what's going on.
You know him?
That's the other son.
Okay. Is that the one that we're talking about? Okay.
Oh, he's crying.
Yeah, I've already talked to him.
He's trying to kill himself, something. I'm not leaving his side, David. What's going on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Daniel. Me and you are together. I'm sorry. I'm done with all this. I'm done.
How long are
I can't. Did you see it? Yes, I was in there when he was doing it. Why didn't you stop him? I can't. He's too big. They're Summers? Dennis, I don't know. Your mom's sitting right here. No. Yeah.
David storms inside. The officer follows, immediately sensing this could spiral fast. What happens next is volatile, chaotic, and impossible to undo.
Quit. That's my brother, Mom. Get off me, Mom. Quit. Get the I'm not doing anything. She's on me, biting me. She's on me, biting me. She's on me, biting me. Wait, I quit. Take the car. Quit. Stop that, motherfucker. Stop, y'all. Take the boat. Stop. All right. I promise I'm not doing it. All right, put your hands behind your back. I just don't want to put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. I promise. I was just trying to get all right, quit. I love you. 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 Let's go inside. You're fucking son. I love you. You're fucking nasty. I'll look at you, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Yeah. I'm sorry. I love you. Mom, no, you don't. Shut the fuck up. You're grubs, Mom. That's all you are. You're nasty. You're nasty. You're nasty, Mom. You're nasty. Don't fucking tell my girlfriend shit. Don't talk to my girlfriend. Don't. You fucked up, Mom.
Once David is secured, the officer finally turns his attention to the accused mother, Crystal Lynn Fallis.
I need you to go step over there. Go step over there by the door.
Where did he hit you at?
He clears that thing. Just. So, hey, look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Cause I heard, when I was coming in that door, I heard the pop, and he's on top of you, rear back again.
He's scared. He's scared. Just.
Did he hit you, or where did he hit you at?
Yeah, but he's scared. It's just, I promise. Hey, Crystal, I know he's scared. I know you're scared. But look. Super scared.
Despite the seriousness of the accusations, the officer treats her with compassion.
Look, Crystal, be honest with me, okay? Can you do that? You can't? I'm trying. Hey, take another deep breath for me. In your nose, out your mouth. Yeah. Okay. Take a couple of those. I'm going to come back and talk to you, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
What?
Simple.
Even now, he struggles to say the accusations out loud.
Got a call that supposedly you and your son were having intimate relations.
What do I do?
What do you mean
He never really hurt me.
Meanwhile, David has had a chance to calm down. The officer approaches him carefully, considering he is a potential witness to the most vile crime.
Hey, bud. Alright, so, you said y'all went to the liquor store down here at the line, came back, Y'all was all drinking. I guess who was all drinking? You, your mom,
Okay, so first,
the other brother, or
okay, so we came back from work and he got a couple beers, and that was when I drank.
David admits that his elder brother, Austin, bought a large bottle of hard liquor, and the two had drinks before they arrived home. Alcohol played a role, but what happened afterward is what truly shook him to his core.
And we were cleaning up our room, and I go to the living room for a minute and just sit down, and they come in, and Mom lays on the bed, and he's on the couch, on the chair next to Mom, and I'm laying on the floor, and I sit there for a minute, and I start to doze off for a second, and next thing I know, Mom's moaning, and
so you
Vince
was
on top.
you was in the.
I was watching the whole thing.
Okay. So you heard it. You heard the moaning or whatever.
I heard it for a good hour.
Okay. And then
Until I did anything because I was scared. I didn't want him to jump up after me. I just ran.
Did you see them physically?
Oh yeah. My mom's pants were down and everything. I seen it all.
Okay.
Like everything.
Okay.
And I got up and I didn't look at him. I just ran.
David was sleeping in the living room when around 3:30 p.m. he woke up to something deeply disturbing. At first, he feared his mother was being raped. Then he realized, to his horror, that what he was hearing appeared consensual. The realization leaves him frozen.
Are you seen them in the act?
Yes, I seen.
You got up. You didn't look
Right.
to see if they were.
No.
You didn't see
Like
if
I was sitting there for a minute and I was looking at him and I got up for a second and he was just sitting there for a minute and I heard my mom still moaning and I acted like I was still asleep and I got up again and that's when I ran. I seen her pants down and everything. I'm scared right now.
And then you're
and
gonna
it's
be.
hard to see that my mom.
Can you do that for me though?
The officer returns to Crystal. The accusations are serious, and now he needs answers.
What was going on?
Honestly, just a mutual agreement.
Mutual what?
Agreement?
Agreement?
Yeah.
On what?
Should have never been what it became.
Crystal is more alert now, but when questioned, she avoids giving a straight answer.
What got us called out here? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What's the incident between that happened here today?
Please, God, like the problems.
What occurred here today? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Then, Crystal changes the story completely.
He's upset.
Who?
Like my son.
About what?
Typical teenage 19-year-old stuff. He's scared to death. He's gonna have a baby on the way. That's all.
It becomes clear she's testing what the officer knows and how much she can deny.
You're not gonna talk to me about what happened today?
What do you want me to talk to you about?
What happened today? Why we got caught out here?
He's scared.
We got caught out.
Scared.
We didn't get caught out here. She's scared about having a baby.
What you called about? So I'm scared.
Okay.
Really
Put your foot in for me, okay?
2 hours later, officers locate Austin several miles from home. He is taken into custody without incident.
Came into a situation that he didn't like at all, and I just left. I walked away because I didn't want to be there. And he got a little loud and started yelling and stuff like that, so I just walked out. I walked down there to the dirt road down there not before you get to the lake, like kind of before on this side.
Now, investigators need to determine whether Austin's account aligns with the others or exposes contradictions. Only then can they begin to understand what actually happened inside the house before police arrived.
Okay. So what's the incident that he got up to about or they walked in on?
Just family stuff, man. It's just stupid stuff. It really is. Like nothing specific. I really don't want to talk about it. It's been a long run.
With no clear admissions, both Crystal and Austin are transported to the station. In cases like this, incest is often a result of the minor being exploited when they are underage. They need to establish whether Austin was sexually abused while he was in his mother's care. The officers also need to determine whether either party was forced against their will. Under Arkansas law, incest is a Class C felony, carrying a possible sentence of 5 to 15 years in prison and a fine of up to $35,000. The following day, after a night in jail, Crystal Lynn Fallis is more composed. and fully aware of what she's facing.
Alright, so what happened yesterday?
I'm just not used to drinking anymore.
Right.
I haven't been drinking for over a year. So I screwed up real bad.
Right.
Crystal initially denies the allegations for now, but she doesn't account for the witnesses.
We believe is that you were having sex with, it'd be Austin Casey.
What?
Austin Casey.
That's nowhere near right.
Okay. Well, we talked to multiple people. I'm giving you a chance to elaborate on what happened. Because David, your son, had found y'all first. And he took off and ran next door and called 911. And then your husband as well had walked in on you. And both of them are telling a very similar story. And both of them are, a little bit freaked out over the incident. If you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to. We can go over this court-appointed attorney paperwork.
The interrogation yields little. In the other room, Austin is no more forthcoming.
All right, man, so you want to talk about what happened yesterday?
I just had too many drinks, and stepdad showed up, saw some things he didn't like to see, and I left.
So these things that he happened to see, you mind elaborating on that a little bit?
I'd rather not. Too happy about the decisions that I made.
Right.
Eventually, Austin breaks. While the mother and son were not fully engaged in sex, they got intimate, and that is not enough to charge him with a felony. What he asks next is crucial to the investigation.
And was this the first time that something like this has happened? Okay. I do have some other questions before I go over this, man. Did this possibly start out when you were younger, before you were 16 or anything like that?
Surprisingly, no.
Okay. She is directly related to you, not a stepmother and things of that nature. Okay.
The investigator had to make sure Austin wasn't groomed or subject to sexual abuse when he was a minor. In the aftermath of what unfolded inside the Bono home, both Crystal Lynn Fallis and her 27-year-old son, Austin Dennis Lee Casey, were taken into custody. Prosecutors charged them each with a Class C felony under Arkansas law. A judge finds probable cause. Bond is set at $35,000 cash or surety for both defendants. A strict no-contact order is issued, barring any communication between them. Neither posts bond. But the cases do not move forward equally. After a court hearing, the charge against Crystal was abruptly dismissed. No explanation was provided on the record. She was released shortly afterward. Austin's case took a different path. He entered a plea of no contest, neither admitting guilt nor challenging the accusation. The court sentenced him to 60 days in jail. By that point, he had already spent 50 days in custody. Within a week of sentencing, Austin walked free.
I will make you swallow every pill of morphine that you have in that bottle, and you will be out of this world within 1 hour. Do you hear me? And then I'm going to cut your throat, is what's going to happen, because no one steals mine.
This is a recording made by a 33-year-old woman battling cancer. The man making those threats is her husband and her caretaker.
Crying doesn't work on me anymore. I'm completely numb to it. Results work. I'm tired of you not having the results I'm looking for.
To the outside world, 40-year-old Josh Temple appears devoted, but behind closed doors, his wife describes something very different.
And I was trying to get there, and I had diarrhea kind of running down me. And he's like, "You're on my floor like a zoo animal." He went out to clean out the poop with the Clorox wipes. He came back in and he shoved it in my mouth. He said, "I should make you swallow this like the dirty zoo animal you are."
She says this was part of a pattern, and this time, she decided to document it.
I'm gonna place you under arrest for...
Oh, really?
Yep, for terrorizing and aggravated assault, okay? So I'm gonna ask that you put your hands behind your back.
He didn't expect this, because while he thought he was in control, she had been recording him and preparing her escape.
I was able to make it to the front door with my walker, and I was able to get out to them. And I said, "I need help, I need out, I need out."
A 911 call brings police to Altru Hospital. hospital staff report that a 33-year-old cancer patient, Dr. Whitney Temple, says her husband has physically mistreated her and that she is afraid of him. Dispatch warns that he has a history of violence, and the officers are told he could arrive any moment.
We would like an officer to come here to help issue a no trespass, and this particular individual, we're expecting him in like the next 10 minutes to be on site, and he does have a history of violence, so could we get somebody over here kind of right away?
An officer contacts 40-year-old Josh Temple and issues a formal trespass order, banning him from the property.
This phone calls to let you know you are not allowed to come to All True for any reason unless you have emergency medical attention that is needed. Other than that, I do understand that your wife is in here obtaining treatment, but you are not allowed on the property.
Before speaking with Whitney, the officer gathers statements from medical staff. There is an urgency.
You know, they do stuff like that in private, right?
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's more of a
behind closed doors type thing.
Yeah.
It depends on how you spin it, right?
Okay.
She had diarrhea. She was being abused. I mean, she knew she would potentially die because she has low platelets. So she used her diarrhea as her excuse and weakness to get here.
Okay.
To try to go herself safe.
And maybe it's not what we're thinking, right? Maybe it's more verbal abuse, which is something that you'll know when you see her. Okay.
Whitney had been brought in by ambulance just 2 days earlier, but before the officer can reach her, Josh calls back. He insists this is all a misunderstanding, the result of a dispute between him and hospital staff. It isn't.
I was there last night taking care of her, and I think they're mad because I had her get out of her bed and stand up for a little while as well, and they missed that she was fluid overloaded, and so they weren't following proper, because I know a lot about medicine too, and my wife's a physician.
Okay.
And I study it. I love medicine, absolutely love it. I was in the Army for 8 years, and I was a combat lifesaver and fell in love with medicine. I probably should have just went that route and still think about it, of doing physician route anyway. But so I know a lot about it, and saved a lot of lives in Iraq too.
Josh is anything but subtle. Almost immediately, he begins explaining injuries the officer hasn't even seen yet.
And I know my wife looks like a hot mess right now with all of her bruising and her, bad medical situation, but it's been like this for almost 2 years. This is just, another day for us. And I promise you, I'm not just being some hostile, mean guy. I'm not like that. Very loving, just very protective.
He then adds that Whitney has low platelets, meaning she bruises easily. The officer hasn't yet seen Whitney, but Josh has already offered an explanation.
She's going to look like her knees are all banged up, from falling. I understand that. I promise she's not a danger to herself, or that I'm not taking care of her or just letting her fall.
This conversation does not change the fact that Josh is still not allowed in the hospital premises. Up until now, police have only heard one version of events. That's about to change. Dr. Whitney Temple is being treated for chemotherapy complications, including diarrhea and low platelets. She is in room 411 with her parents by her side. Whitney confirms she called the ambulance herself in the middle of the night. She says her husband refused to take her to the hospital. What she tells the officer next does not match his version of events, and the situation begins to shift from medical complication to something else entirely.
If they're trying to make it look like I'm letting her fall or being mean to her or whatever, we've been married for since 2020. I've never been mean to her.
So when we moved into our townhouse in June of 2020, he said I said something lippy, and he punched me in the chest, and I fell on my butt, and I was like, why did you do that? And he's like, you just slipped. I didn't hit you that hard. If I hit you, you would have broken something.
And this is just the beginning of the nightmare Whitney had to endure.
We were in the car, and I said something lippy. I'm too lippy and mouthy, and he hit me in the side of the face. I was wearing my sunglasses, and it broke the sunglasses on my face, and I had marks. And when I told him he broke my sunglasses, and he goes, I was just trying to grab them off your face. You listen to me.
In spring 2022, before her diagnosis, Whitney began to feel unbearable pain, which Josh attributes to her weight. He discourages medical evaluation. When the pain becomes unbearable and neurological symptoms worsen, she contacts a colleague privately. She schedules imaging without telling him. An MRI reveals the truth. In August 2022, she is diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, after a critical early treatment window had already passed. Fighting for her life, Whitney endures the marriage, during the course of which she continues her medical training, completes her residency, passes her board exams, and is working as a licensed doctor while still married to Josh. Unfortunately, during her illness, things only got worse.
I have a significant wound on my backside that medically he was kind of the cause of, because he wouldn't bring me to the hospital.
Okay.
And so he was doing my wound care for it. He said he's the only one who could do it, and I would die if he didn't do it, so nobody else can take care of me. And I was getting really, really woozy, and he like smacked me on the butt on the non-injured side. He's like, wake up, if you fall on this floor, you're gonna get septic again, we can't get you up. And another time during a dressing change, I was being lippy, and he hit me on the back of the head, and it made my head hit the side of the tile in the shower.
Whitney describes a pattern: physical force followed by denial, blame followed by correction, and always the same theme: she is the problem. For months, she endures this in isolation. Then in April 2023, she gathers the courage to collect some evidence of the horror behind the closed doors. Whitney records Josh's mistreatment and sends the recording to her sister. The recording contains the root cause of Whitney's distress.
You always find a way to f it up, and this is why I don't want to be with you forever. All you do is you're just a goddamn, you're just nothing but a burden. I can take care of you. You're horrible, and you have cancer, and if you're not dying, you're and you're complaining, you're pissing me off. Always something with you. Oh, I need this blanket washed. Oh, I need that washed. Oh, I need this done.
I just asked for a wet paper towel.
Do it yourself. Start doing your own stuff. Let's see how well that goes. Do you want to do your own wound care tonight?
I can't see it.
I'm just sick of you, and I just don't know how we're going to be able to keep pushing forward. I just do not enjoy my time with you.
The recording captures sustained verbal abuse. Josh weaponizes her cancer. He frames himself as the only one keeping her alive. As her health declines, Whitney becomes increasingly dependent on him for care. Complications resulting from chemotherapy get worse. Eventually, chemotherapy is put on hold as Whitney develops a wound that turns septic. It results in necrotizing cellulitis on her back, requiring months of recovery. Josh becomes her caregiver, and by April 2023, that role shifts from support to leverage.
So at what point do you stop being a mother burden and being a liability and being a charity case? When are you ever going to stop being that? When? You were like this before cancer even, so don't act like it was only cancer. At least with you, you can't just play that cancer card because you were lazy before this and had to do most things. You need to snap out of being the way that you were bred to be, which is lazy and ill. Every time I show you the path and get on you for doing something stupid, you act like a and you walk away, and then you get all mad and you cry about it. Is that going to fix anything? Crying doesn't work on me anymore. I'm completely numb to it. Results work. I'm tired of you not having the results I'm looking for. I'm tired of every day that belly keeps growing even though your weight's dropping. You need to start doing something. It's either you live your life like a pathetic disabled person or you start getting done. You pick.
He positions himself as a victim, and by now, one thing is becoming clear. This is no longer about medical misunderstanding. It is about control. And Whitney has finally decided to document it. She keeps an extensive list of all the verbal abuse over the years. Even when the worst of the recording seems over, it gets darker.
Shut your mother mouth and don't even open that mouth. Do you hear me?
Yep.
Do not even say a thing. And you're the mother who opened the window and got cold. Did I tell you to open the window? What did I tell you before? Don't do something unless you're told to do it. You have a severe listening problem.
This is a familiar tactic from Josh. He repeatedly reframes conflict as her failure to listen, persuading Whitney that his harshness is necessary, that if he is forceful, controlling, even cruel, it is only because he is trying to take better care of her.
People you didn't even know.
If you think I'm such a horrible person.
Well, I was trying to fix you.
You can't fix people.
Because you and I both learned that the
Just
hard
like I
way.
couldn't make you nicer, you couldn't make me what you thought was a better person.
Just because I'm not nice doesn't mean I'm not a good person.
I never said you weren't a good person. You do amazing things. That doesn't mean that you get to be mean to me.
Deathbed this time around, but if it comes back for you again, you can say to yourself, "Oh, I wish I had you around to save me again."
You're twisting my
I'm going
words.
to cut your mother off tomorrow, and I'm going to see you struggle and watch your wound turn sideways and take you out of this world. How does that sound?
Cool.
Oh, okay. So what you just said isn't cruel? You're just a user. I hope you know I'll send you an invoice for all of this care, and it's going to be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You twisted
and then I
my
will
words.
send you
I
off on
didn't
your
say
way.
I wasn't
All
grateful
of the
for everything
deals
you've
that I
done.
lost for your as I sit in prime season.
The abuse might be confined to words and emotions, but that is about to go dangerously downhill.
He started hitting me with clothes, and I'm like, please stop, please stop, please stop. And he dragged me out of the bed when I had all this like wound in my Foley and everything. It could get ripped out. And he has me on the floor, and he's like repeatedly hitting me with the laundry in his hand. And he's like, I should rip this bandage off you, and you go septic it, and then you septic again, and then you wouldn't survive it.
Get your back in the bed. You've never saw evil. Get in there. You need to learn what you say before you say it. Try to tell me I didn't have to be there at Mayo to help you. If this cancer comes back, I am letting you go. Do you understand that? Yes or no? Yes, it's true. I have not loved you for a while now, but I have cared about you, and I have felt pity for you. But I don't know what to do because we got married and we're supposed to love each other, and you're very hard to love. And I feel like you're trying to derail my life and yours at the same time. And how is that fair to me when I've literally kept you alive? Huh?
The recording reveals a menacing side to Josh that can be potentially life-threatening for Whitney.
If I ever hear that come out of your mouth again, I will make you swallow every pill of morphine that you have in that bottle, and you will be out of this world within 1 hour. Do you hear me? I am not playing around anymore. You will be brought out of this world if you piss me off like that one more time, and I will put you out of your misery.
And yet, earlier that same day, he had described himself as a devoted husband.
When your husband is trying to take extra good care of your wife and then you're like being penalized for it, it's just kind of disheartening.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
I don't
that.
really know what, I mean, I dedicated so much time and effort to her, and now they're just trying to put her into a freaking home.
You better get your one-bedroom apartment figured out, because that's where you're headed.
The two versions do not align. After the confrontation, he takes her phone, unaware it is still recording. And what happens in the next few minutes will become one of the most critical pieces of evidence in this case.
I was so scared he was going to see me recording, and like that was going to be like, that was it.
You're not around on this, you're not around on this.
Give me my phone!
No.
Give me my phone!
Lay down.
Give me my phone!
I said no.
You give me my phone.
I said no.
Yes.
Why?
Because.
For what reason?
I need it for my alarms.
No.
Yes.
You're not getting it.
Give me my phone.
I bought it.
No.
Lay down.
Give it back.
You got 5 seconds to lay down.
Eventually, Whitney secures the file. She sends it to her sister with a warning. Now she describes what occurred just 6 days ago, the incident that convinced her she wasn't going to survive this abuse.
I was trying to get up from the couch, and he was on a work call. And he couldn't like get to me quick enough. And I was trying to get there, and I had diarrhea kind of running down me. And he's like, "You're on my floor like a zoo animal," and like he kind of let me fall off my walker, and he dragged me through the poop into the bathroom, and got me on the toilet, and when he got me on the toilet, he started repeatedly hitting me on this left side of my face until my nose was bleeding.
Was he hitting you with the closed fist or open fist? Okay.
You can see the fingerprints on her face, on her scalp there. Through the fingers.
Okay. And then he said,
and that was the left side of your face?
right there.
Okay.
This is not even the worst of it.
And he's like, "Why are you bleeding?" And I said, "Because you hit the side of my nose." He said, "Did it break it?" And I said, "No, but it's bleeding." And he goes, "Yeah, if I had used a fist, you'd definitely be dead. That's only 2% of what I could do." And then he said, "If I hit the right side of your head, you'd for sure be dead because your tumor is over there."
But there is more. What Whitney describes next is so shocking that the officer is speechless.
You're about to hear the worst thing I've ever heard.
Okay. So he went out to clean out the poop with the Clorox wipes. He came back in and he shoved it in my mouth. He said, "I should make you swallow this like the dirty zoo animal you are."
I'm military, I'm cordial. I don't fly off the handle like an idiot or anything, and I'm college educated, I'm not a weirdo.
And he shoved it so hard that it tore my tongue from like the base here. So I have a big wound. We have a picture of that too.
Okay.
If I get poop in there, I can go septic. Okay. Much better now.
You do better.
Yet after this, he continues calling her phone. She believes he is trying to appear concerned, and this is part of the pattern.
It's the real me back in, and he tells me that he doesn't know why he does these things. He gets so scared of losing me that he just kind of loses it.
But Whitney's own messages show something else. At times, she carefully crafts texts, aware he may read them. In public, he presents himself as capable and attentive. After the bathroom assault, hospital scans reveal something she does not immediately know. She has suffered a fractured vertebra. And still, she says he does not want her to return to the hospital. Undetected, her bacterial infection worsens. Josh insists he can manage it at home. He says the hospital will only make her sicker, but she feels herself deteriorating.
And then what made you call the ambulance Wednesday?
Because I knew if I wouldn't survive the next day, because my medical stuff was getting worse.
And you called the ambulance yourself?
I did.
Was he aware of that phone call?
Eventually he was. So I was sleeping out on the couch and he was in our guest room. And I was laying out there and I waited till he went to bed and everything. And I called 911. And he eventually came out of his bedroom after I was able to make it to the front door with my walker. Mm-hmm. And I was able to get out to them. And I said, "I need help, I need help, I need help."
So in the middle of the night, she calls the ambulance herself. And this time, she makes it out the front door and tells responders she needs help. For the first time in months, she is out of his reach. Subsequently, Josh messages Whitney. He appears heartbroken. "I can't believe I didn't hear you and wake up." He wrote, "This cancer should be in me and not you. I'll never let you down again." The messages portray concern, but when asked about the fall in the hospital room, their accounts do not match. Whitney says he forced her to stand, despite a tumor affecting her leg. She fell. Just when it couldn't get any worse, her mother adds a chilling detail.
I should just stab you in the jugular and end it.
There's a huge life insurance policy, which has the beneficiary involved, 1.3 million.
That he is the beneficiary of? Okay.
She got through work. And he kind of coerced you to get that in.
Yeah, and then he mentioned to me about like, you know how bad it would be if you changed the beneficiary from your husband or whatever. If I found out if it went to your parents.
There's definitely a lot of motives.
Okay.
By the time Whitney finishes speaking with police, she is exhausted.
Are you okay?
I don't feel lost. I'm really worn out.
The officer steps outside and calls Josh. He still believes this is about hospital staff being upset over a fall. He has no idea what Whitney has already told police.
I apologize for ruining. I mean, this is more stuff in your day you shouldn't have to deal with.
No
If
worries.
I did something wrong here,
She visits Josh at home, and as expected, he plays the role of the constant support.
So when we brought her in, Dr. Hanan came in that night at 8 o'clock, so 2 nights ago at 8. He's like, "Why do you have all these bruises? You have bruises on your knees, you have them on your arms, you have it on your face, on your head, on your back, everywhere." He was trying to blame me that I was neglecting her. She was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, so they found a spinal tumor, and ever since then it's just been a whirlwind.
Yeah.
And I've been by her side the whole time, which will never change.
Josh is about to get a rude awakening. The officer is not there to clarify a misunderstanding.
I'm gonna place you under arrest for...
Oh, really?
Yep, for terrorizing and aggravated assault, okay? So I'm gonna ask that you put your hands behind your back.
Okay. I didn't know that, you guys.
All right.
I thought it just wasn't allowed at all true. Wow, this really looks bad on me when all I do is take care of her. Makes me look like I actually did something wrong.
And in that moment, the image of the devoted caregiver collapses. What he does not know is that the officer already has letters from Whitney's physicians. One statement is explicit. returning her to his care could be life-threatening.
I didn't terrorize anyone. I wasn't mean to anyone there.
So this is for Whitney herself. This is not for all true staff.
That seems like a weird charge.
So, that means that something was said or something that was done that made her in fear for her safety or her life. There, I do understand that she is very sick. She has low platelets, and therefore it does cause some bruising. But she does have a handprint.
Yes, that's from picking her up off the floor.
So you picked her up
No, that was to get her to come to. We already told the doctors that. If you even poke her, it'll cause a bruise.
Okay.
And when she hit her eye, that was on her walker. She already told people she fell down.
But Whitney has already addressed the fall. She initially told staff she hit her face on her walker, but in the ambulance, she secretly informed paramedics that he had been abusing her.
Why would she try to say this about her only caretaker and the person she's been with for 6 years? And I've been through this cancer fight with her.
Yeah, so based on, talking with her, it seems like there may be some domestic violence issues going back to 2020.
No, definitely
that she's
not.
kind of just
Okay.
disclosed, right?
Yeah, well, the problem is that I keep her alive and keep her going and find all the medical errors and everything else, and now she's saying stuff like this when I did nothing. Unreal.
Josh describes himself as her lifeline. On the ride to jail, he remains composed. He calls the domestic violence accusations ridiculous, says he is usually praised for his caregiving, says she has been safe and well cared for.
The problem is domestic, like real domestic, is such an awful thing, and then being categorized in that is pretty ridiculous.
And then when we get divorced, you're going to be like every other woman and try to take half of my money.
No, I won't.
And then I'm going to cut your throat, is what's going to happen, because no one steals my...
I've always put her in front of myself.
Is there going to come a time where you're pleasant to be around, or is it just going to stay like this forever? Am I just going to be your caretaker until you die, and then we're just going to live a life of, oh, well, that was a waste of my life? Huh?
She has been safe. She has been well cared for. The weird thing, maybe you guys had asked around and found that out today, but I usually get praise, as does she, for how good of care I take of her.
You need to stop being a nuisance. You go to the store and get your own food from now on.
He describes himself as her protector. But investigators are now listening to recordings where he sounds like something else entirely. A protection order is issued. For the first time in years, Whitney is no longer under his control. 1 month later, on May 6th, 2024, Whitney Temple dies. The autopsy determined the cause of death was complications of Ewing sarcoma. The medical examiner also documents a contributing factor: a history of intimate partner violence. Josh initially faces multiple charges, including domestic violence. The court reviews his prior history. In 2012, he was involved in a domestic violence incident involving a former partner, which occurred in front of their child. The judge makes a careful distinction. Whitney died from cancer, but there is no doubt, she says, that the physical and psychological abuse inflicted upon her made her final days unnecessarily more painful. Whitney survived cancer treatments, but she did not survive the environment she was forced to endure during them. Josh ultimately enters a plea agreement. The domestic violence charges are dismissed. He receives 5 years for endangering an eligible adult and 5 years for terrorizing, to be served concurrently, followed by supervised probation. This means Josh will spend only 5 years in prison. If you believe Josh should have been sentenced differently, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life cases.